I just arrived at a very festive Chicago Union Station, and I'm about to embark on an overnight rail trip to Dallas on the Amtrak Texas Eagle.
Next stop, Prairie View.
I came in on the Metra North Central service line, which is one of the many that serves Union Station. Being a sleeper car passenger, I had access to the Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge, which has a variety of snacks and soft drinks or coffee available. I went to the food court to get a little bit extra food just because it's somewhat limited in the lounge, and I took it back there to eat it. Overall, the lounge was very comfortable, and before I knew it, we were being called to get escorted out to the track.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. Thank you.
Great. Track number 8.
The boarding process for Amtrak trains at large stations is a lot different than you might expect. For coach passengers, you line up in a line and you end up waiting a long time, and then they take you out to your track. They don't let you go out to the track before they announce it, and it's overall just a kind of funky process. We ended up waiting about 5 minutes before they let us out onto the platform to get into our sleeper cars. There's always a lot of activity at Union Station, and there is a inbound long distance train arriving as we're boarding.
Room 14 for one person.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're gonna go here to the right.
The sleeper car attendant showed me the way to my roomette number 14 on the lower level. I set my stuff down and got comfortable, and before I knew it, we were on our way. Just after leaving Chicago, the sleeper attendant came around and explained how the roomette worked. I've only ever traveled in coach before, so they were happy to explain how the roomette worked, how the sleeper car worked, and just about food and just everything I needed to know about the train. The food menu is the flexible dining menu right now for the Amtrak Texas Eagle. It's been that way since COVID, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be changing anytime soon. The bathrooms on this Superliner car have good fixtures, definitely nicer than some of the other Superliner cars I've been on. The Superliner car is the backbone of Amtrak's long-distance routes, excluding the Northeast. In the Northeast, they only use single-level equipment for the most part, but for all the Western and other long-distance Amtrak routes, they use Superliner equipment. Since the car is bi-level, you have to switch cars on the upper level. All passengers are allowed to access the Sightseer Lounge, which I sat in for a little while to enjoy the views going by outside. There is a cafe located on the bottom level of the Sightseer Lounge. I got a cheeseburger, which was okay, pretty good for being microwaved, because we left Chicago at around 2 o'clock and there was not a lunch service. There weren't many people in the Sightseer Lounge. It was just me and a couple other people. I then went back to my car because the sleeper car attendant said that they would be coming around to take dinner orders soon, and you have to be in your seat in order for that to happen. So I walked past the bedrooms, which are larger than what I purchased, and I went back downstairs to my roomette. There's always a lot of water available, and in the morning there is coffee available on the second floor. I paid around $400-ish for this trip, and that's pretty low from what I've seen. Amtrak doesn't really have any tricks to pricing other than the more they sell, the higher the price goes. So as they're running out of seats, they increase the price. So if you want to get the best deal, your best option is to book early. We are just about outside of Springfield, Illinois right now. This is about as far as I've ever been on this line. I took a different Amtrak train, not the Texas Eagle. I took the what was it, Lincoln Service? Yeah, Lincoln Service to Springfield before. We are on some of the faster rail in the United States. Not as fast as the Northeast Corridor, but Illinois has 110 mile an hour rail between here and St. Louis, give or take. You know, there's some curves and whatnot in there, but we have been going a bit faster than I think we will for the rest of the journey. I already put in my dinner order. I'm going to get the beef with the butter cake for dessert, I think. I'm having them bring it to my room. That's an option with the flexible dining because I want to be able to take a video of it. And if you go to the dining car, there's a chance that they seat you with other people. I've explored my car. There are 2 sleepers on this train. I thought there was only going to be 1, but there are 2. I am on the lower level, which has the least amount of rooms on it. The family bedroom's on the lower level, so I'm kind of next to that one. There's 4 roomettes on the lower level. There's the family bedroom, and then there's the accessible bedroom. Upstairs, there's like 6 bedrooms, and then a bunch more of the roomettes. I explored the observation lounge, which was really cool. The snack car was below there. I got a little snack because my dinner's not coming till 6:30, and it's about 5 o'clock as I'm filming this. I'm really excited. This is really comfortable, especially as a solo passenger. My sleeper car attendant said they're gonna turn down the bed for me around 8 o'clock-ish, so that'll be just after we leave St. Louis. The sun has just about set. I was hoping, in my mind, for whatever reason, I thought that in St. Louis I was going to be able to get out, because it's a fresh air break in St. Louis. I thought I was going to be able to get out and take a picture of the front of the train, but it's going to be very much dark once we get to St. Louis. I still expect I'll be stepping off the train. So I'm excited to try out dinner. I'm excited to hopefully take a shower later on board. This is the first time I've ever been in a roomette, and it's really nice. I just got my dinner delivered. I got the beef pecoriche. I got a ginger ale. This was recommended. Oh, this is heavy. This was recommended by the attendant. So I tried the butter cake instead of the brownie was the other option. Got a roll of a very small salad. Portion sizes look okay. I will give an update on how the food actually tastes. As an update on how my dinner has been going. The main course, the beef, was just okay. It didn't taste bad. The noodles were pretty good. The carrots were good. The beef was alright. Just wasn't seasoned a whole lot. It was about akin to like what I've had in economy for long flights in economy on a plane. The salad was good, but it was kind of small. And the roll was pretty good. And I'm only a few bites into this dessert, but this dessert is really dense, really amazing. I think they try and give you the best thing last, so that you think overall at the end that it was a good meal, but it was okay. It wasn't great. I know the other long distance routes have better food, and I really wish they had the full service dining on this train, but it's alright. The St. Louis Gateway Arch was visible as we pulled into the station. We had a little bit of a delay because the Polar Express special train was coming out of the station as we were trying to get in, so it created a little bit of a traffic jam. I wasn't able to step off the train in St. Louis. I thought it was supposed to be a fresh air stop, but it might have been because we were running a little bit behind. They wanted to get us back on schedule, so I think they shortened it a little bit. This is also where they tried to fix the toilet flushing system on my car. The vacuum system to make the toilets flush had broken shortly after we left Chicago, so they had some mechanics try and fix it. It did not, unfortunately, fix the issue, so the toilets in our car were non-functional for the remainder of the journey. And I got this nice shot of the Polar Express train being pulled back into the station. There's some really cool rail cars on here, some ex-Amtrak coaches it seems, and some cool private rail cars as well. I ventured into the other sleeper car, which was a Viewliner transition sleeper. This car is kind of interesting because on one end it has the high level gangway where you transfer between cars on the second level, which is normal for all of the bi-level Superliner cars. But on the other end, it has a lower level one, and it's designed to connect with single level Amtrak equipment. This is the only car that had functioning toilets other than the coach cars. So when I needed to use the bathroom, I went to this car. There were passengers in the roomettes here, but there was also roomettes for the crew in this car. So it's kind of like a crew dormitory and transition sleeper. I went back to my sleeper car to see what the shower situation was like. The shower room is this 2-section area where one side you can get changed, there's a bunch of towels, there's a place to put dirty towels, and there's a bunch of soap, and then the other side is the shower itself. I just got back from my shower. I've had the attendant take down my bed. It's pretty... Once you're in here, there is enough space to maneuver. Unless you have the second bunk down. And if you have the second bunk down, there's some space, but you kind of have to duck. But it wouldn't be that difficult for 2 people, I don't think. But it is definitely a lot nicer if you're just one person. And then this bed is, I think they say like 6 feet long. I'm about 6 feet 4 inches. I will let you know how comfortable this is and how well I sleep. All right, comfort report. It's really nice. It is plenty long for me. My feet kind of touch the edge. If I push, then my head is kind of squished a little bit this way. I have a little bit to go. I wish the fan was blowing up on me a bit more. As long as you can open these windows up. So I'm mostly covered by a blanket. My shower was good. It's a little hard to get dried off in such a small place, and we were rocking and rolling, and it was a little difficult to stay standing up straight. But apart from that, everything is pretty comfy. This is a nice blanket, Amtrak blanket. There are sheets under here. If I need them, I think I'm just gonna go with a blanket. I'm gonna turn the lights out for the night. Alright, I'm fully awake now. It's about 7:30 a.m. I slept okay. I woke up quite a few times during the night. Definitely not the greatest night of sleep that I've ever had, but not horrible. I think we're about to pull into Marshall, Texas, which it seems like on the schedule we're going to be there for like 20 minutes. So I'm going to try and see if we can get off during that time. They also made the announcement that breakfast is serving. I guess it started at 6:30. I thought it started at 8. So I think we're going to go there and eat breakfast rather than having it brought to my room. And maybe we'll sit sit in the Sightseer Lounge for a little bit. Yeah. Breakfast was pretty good. I got the apple bourbon crepes and a milk. They seat you as soon as you come in, and since it wasn't super busy, I did get a table just by myself. My room has been turned down, or turned up, returned to its daytime state, which is good because we're gonna be in Dallas, hopefully in like under 3 hours. If we were to drive from where I am right now, it says it would take like 2 hours, so that's pretty good. We're definitely going a lot slower through Texas, Missouri, and Arkansas. Being on the Illinois high-speed rail corridor really helped getting to Springfield in like 6 hours. We're running on time. We've gotten to some stations a little early, but then we still have to wait for the scheduled departure time. So if we didn't have to do that, we'd probably be like an hour early at this point, but at least we're not an hour behind, although I really would not mind being an hour behind, given how nice this Roomette is. We have had to pull over and let some freight trains by, or we have to pull into a siding and then a freight train passes and then we get to go. So that has slowed us down a little bit. That's just kind of the reality of passenger rail running on freight-owned rail, but for the most part, I thought we would have had to be stopped for freight a lot more than we have. For the most part, we've just been cruising right along, and if we do have to allow freight trains to pass, they're already waiting for us. So overall, I think it's pretty good. I know that for a lot of other people, Amtrak has had a lot of issues where it gets delayed by freight trains, which is unfortunate and just kind of the reality of passenger rail right now. But this really has been a great way to travel. We're just about an hour away from Dallas now. Looks like we're going to be getting in about 20 minutes early. That's a little unfortunate for me. I don't think I'm going to be getting a lunch because lunch doesn't start until like 11:30. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But I might go to the cafe car and grab something as a snack. Overall, I'd say I've really enjoyed this journey. Haven't done a whole lot of work or anything. Just pretty much been sitting back, relaxing, and watching the world go by outside. I would totally do this again. If you're considering doing this, I'd recommend doing it. It was pretty fun. Fairly comfortable, especially being a solo traveler, but with two people, I think it would work just fine. And there's not a whole lot of scenery on this route, but I totally think that this service in the future could be improved, maybe shortened down a little bit, turned into a real night route where you leave in the evening and you get there in the morning. If this was all higher speed rail, I think you could cut it down significantly, but it's great. I'm glad that this rail service exists. It does not seem like I'm gonna get that dinner or that lunch that I ordered, but I didn't film that much at the Dallas station because I was rushing to get over to another platform to start what will be my next video's adventure of trying all the public transport in Dallas. But overall, I had a great time on the train. I liked the Roomette. I think for improvements to the Texas Eagle, they could bring full service dining back. I know the Amtrak steak and all the freshly prepared food is really good, and I was kind of bummed that there was only the flexible dining menu. In the medium to long-term future, I would really like Amtrak to look at their rolling stock and what sort of offerings they have. I think a business class style lie flat seat instead of a Roomette would be a much more economical option to travel. And if they could work with the railroads to get the track standards up to 110 mile an hour, they could definitely shave a lot of time off of this trip and make it a really great intercity service. that's about all for this video. If you liked what you saw, maybe subscribe or like the video, or drop a comment if you have a question about what this trip was like, or if you're thinking about taking it. And definitely check out my next video where I'm going to be doing a massive loop of the Dallas-Fort Worth area all on public transit. It should be really fun, and I'm going on the newly opened Dart Silver Line. So definitely check that out. I'll put a card or something to it here. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a good one.